Hi guys, welcome to Best of Guru, and today we have a very special person, and our guest is a professional. He is a chartered accountant, and he does his blogging in finance. But more than finance, he do blogging in different categories like food, lifestyle, fashion, personal related things, even technology. So his blog is a mix masala in Indian language, and all flavors are covered by him, and his writings has given him some rewards and awards from some of the blog mint and indie blogger such things in India. And if you are into finance and blogging, you people know very well about him. He is none other than Sanjay Thampy, and I simply call him Sanjay bro because he looks young, very much younger. Even he has two big daughters. Hi Sanjay ji, how are you?
Oh, good evening, good afternoon, Guruji. Thanks so much. I think I will also call you by your short name, no, rather than by the full name. Guruji seems to be really more interesting than, and it gives me a little more respect to you, sir.
Yeah, luckily I got
I'm
that
really
name.
honored. Thank you so much for calling me here today, and I'm really honored to be part of this great initiative by you.
Thank you, thank you.
Wherein I watched a few videos of yours wherein you have interviewed some stalwarts in the blogging field. Compared to them, I am a minuscule blogger. I am really honored to be part of this initiative by you, and more than anyone else, it is my pleasure and my honor to be there talking to you today, sir.
Not like that. You are a very down to earth blogger. I have seen many of the bloggers who are into this field since more than 5 to 10 years. I think you are into this field, but still you feel like you are a new blogger. So that is a very good quality I have seen in you. Sanjay ji, can you please?
This is something which this is a field where we keep learning every day.
Yeah,
It's not
exactly.
that when we become senior, we stop learning.
Yes,
Because new
yes.
bloggers come in, they teach us something, and there's something which, if there is something very interesting, it should be our endeavor to pick it up and
Yes.
understand from it and put it into our blogs so that it would be helpful to our readers and viewers.
Exactly, because 2015 when I started blogging, I have seen so many youngsters started their blogging along with me. But I went offline for 2 years or so. But still, some people are doing their blogging and they became very popular now. Still, those people are in contact with me. There are very good bloggers. So, coming to your brief introduction, I would like to have your introduction on your own voice and words.
Oh, sure, sir. Sure, sir. I think, as Guruji mentioned initially itself, I am a chartered accountant by profession. By qualification, I am a chartered accountant. I am a qualified cost accountant. I am a company secretary, and I am a MBA in finance too. That's my qualification. So I start naturally. I work in the finance field. I practice as a chartered accountant. We are allowed to practice only in one of the professions, though we may have multiple qualifications. So I chose chartered accountancy to be the profession in which I should be practicing. So I am practicing. I started off working. I came to Mumbai. I'm actually from Kerala, though I have never studied in Kerala. My father was working in the public sector. He was employed with SAIL, Steel Authority of India Limited. So I grew up in my childhood days in a place called Bhilai. Bhilai, it's now in the state called Chhattisgarh. Earlier, when I studied there or I was born and brought up there, it was in the state of in Madhya Pradesh. Like Guru, like your state, which split into two,
Yes,
Andhra Pradesh and
yes.
Telangana.
AP and Telangana.
My birth state also split into two, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh. So
we have
I was born
similarities.
in I was born in uh, Madhya Pradesh, and now it has become Chhattisgarh. The same with you, probably.
Yeah,
You
I
were in
born
Andhra
in
Pradesh, now you are
AP
in
and now staying in
Andhra,
Telangana.
now staying in Telangana. Though the place has not changed, the state changed.
The language is
So
same. People are
language
same.
is the same. Yeah, absolutely, sir. So probably we have that similarity between us. And then after that, I moved to South for my further studies. I was in Chennai for a long time. I studied there, and then with my first job, I came to Mumbai. That's how I landed in Mumbai. And as everyone says, people say, it's always said in the movies too, and people say that Mumbai is a city of dreams. Once a person comes here, he never goes back. I don't know how much it is true, sir. But then I don't know. For me, it became true. I got stuck here. I was in service for a few years before I started my own practice. So to start my own practice, I needed to learn a bit of the local language,
Exactly.
the local dialect and the local language, vernacular language of Marathi a bit, at least to understand a bit. And the business community language here is Gujarati and Marwadi, because you must be aware that most of the businessmen across India. I'm not talking only in Mumbai. Even if you go to Chennai, even if you go to Hyderabad, or even if you go to Delhi, most of the businessmen will be from the Gujarati or the Marwadi community. So I needed to pick up a little bit of understanding and knowledge of that language. And once I did that, I started my own practice. I always wanted to be on my own. So I'm practicing as a chartered accountant in my professional capacity. Apart from that, would you like me to add something about my blogging starting, or you maybe later?
Yeah, you can continue with that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sir. So once this blogging and as such came to me by accident, you can say. It was actually, I had always had a passion for writing, basically, but I never thought that I come into a field as a blogger as such. So I used to write small articles, uh, some thoughts about current affairs, some thoughts about random things which came into my mind, maybe relationships, things that's happening around us, and started penning down small thoughts about it. And I used to keep it to myself in the beginning. I was not even part of social media like Facebook as such, to even put it there. So I just used to write, in fact, not even type. To be very honest, we all started, probably you may be aware, because the young bloggers today may not be even aware how to write with a pen. We did that.
Yes.
You also would agree to that. Yeah. We all started writing with pen on paper, in the book, on paper.
Even I write on book sometimes nowadays.
Yeah. It's good to go back to your roots, sir.
Because nowadays we are getting addicted to this keyboard thing. So everything we will go and we will type in keyboard. Even for calculation of some amount. Previously, we used to write accountancy. I am also a BCom graduate, so we need to do in ledgers like book things. But nowadays, everything is in phone. Every calculator, everything is in calculator and laptops. So what happening? I am not able to write fluently. So I started again writing myself something.
Very true, sir. I would 100% agree with you, Guru, because recently, sometime back, I had to write something and give it to somebody. Somebody asked me to write something and give it to for some school or college project or something, and I had to write around 5-6 pages. And in fact, believe me, my hands started paining when I could not write, because there was a time when we used to write for 3 hours exams and nothing happened. But now I could not even write for half an hour So we need to get back to that, inculcate that practice once again, sir. Yeah, very true. And what you said is very correct, sir. There was a time when we used to calculate in our mind or on paper or in the book. And now we need calculators, we need our phones to even do a simple mathematics of
my grandfather never used even pen and paper also. He used to calculate with his brain. I don't know. He didn't learn anything. He doesn't have any background of education also.
Formal education.
Maybe 5 to 6th class, maybe he has.
Correct, sir. But think of it, sir.
They are very intelligent.
Absolutely, sir. Even our younger days, it was very easy for us to remember phone numbers. Now we don't remember even. I don't think it is very difficult to even remember our children's phone number now.
You may laugh at me if I say I don't know my father's number. I don't know my grandmother, my brother's number. Only my wife's number I know and my mother number. Only 2 numbers. That too sometimes I will get confused.
Yeah.
See, situation is too bad. Remembrance is getting weaker and weaker.
Weaker and weaker. Yeah, in fact, probably we are getting too addicted to technology, sir.
Exactly. Sanjay ji, coming to your blogging. First of all, let us touch with fashion and lifestyle, because you look very young today and you are looking very fresh.
Thank you so much.
So I will touch that lifestyle section. What is the beauty behind you? Because you have daughters almost 16 to 18 years, doctors, if I am not wrong, and you still look like a 30 years old man. What is the secret behind that?
No, sir. I would like to correct you a bit there in both counts. One is that my daughters are not just 16, 18, they are over 25, 26.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Then you are too young now.
Thank you so much. I don't know. I somehow I try to maintain my own lifestyle. Although I'm not talking about the lifestyle and fashion blogging and all that. My own lifestyle. I try to maintain to an extent possible of my busy schedule. I cannot boast of uh, regular exercises or regular workouts every single day and all. It's not possible for me in my busy schedule. But then wherever possible and whenever possible, I try to maintain it and maintain a healthy lifestyle. It's not that I don't like eating junk and all. I love eating that, but but whenever it's possible for me to compensate in another way, I do that. I try to maintain a lifestyle which is healthy, and it's all in the mind also, sir. When you think that you are started getting old, you automatically start feeling old, looking old. So I tried to keep it in my mind that I am still young. So friends are an important part of it, sir. I try to maintain. I have still tried to maintain friendship, relations, and close contacts with even my school friends. Even today, we speak almost every week. Most of us get into conference calls and speak to each other. That relaxes. If you stay in touch with your childhood buddies and your childhood friends and talk about what happened during your childhood, you remain a child in your mind, sir.
Exactly.
So probably I would say that that may be one of the reasons, sir. And thank you for the compliment anyway.
So see, you are a chartered accountant, but you won't get time actually. See, as a chartered accountant, we have a lot of things to do. A lot of clients will be asking for accounts and all. It is a busy schedule. Na? How did you come into blogging? What made you to start a blog?
Yeah, sir. Yeah. So, see, I became a chartered accountant also not by force. It was a choice. Though I was probably, I don't know, I remember my school days when my teachers used to tell me that, because that was a time when the cream used to go to science. Because now even the most brilliant people take subjects in arts and commerce too. But then when I was in school, there was a time where it was thought of in such a way that the cream should go to medicine, then the second layer will go to engineering, and only those who could not go to that level will go to commerce and arts. That was the time when I passed out. I'm talking. So it was difficult for me to even convince my teachers that no, I am interested in commerce and finance and and that subject, and I would like to uh, go choose that path. But the chartered accountancy was not even in my thought at that time. I'm talking about my school and college time. So when I went into commerce stream in school and then took up BCom at that time. So I always said it was difficult to convince my teachers. In fact, I remember that my school principal had called up my father and mother, and they had asked them to come to school and ask them that why is this boy is very good in science, but why is he not taking science? So they tried to even convince my parents, but fortunately my parents were progressive enough that time and told the teachers that in fact we won't force our child. Whatever he is interested in, let him go ahead with it, do that. So my foray into chartered accountancy was also not by force; it was by choice. I took because I was interested in numbers and all those figures and numbers. So, but after a period of time, honestly, working doing the same thing whole day, I was surrounded by figures. I'll give you a small example to laugh with. Always, every day, I will have a lot of cash with me. Um, if somebody videographs me, they would think that I'm a filthy rich person. But then all that money is my client's money. I used to handle lakhs of rupees of my client's money passing through me.
Yes,
Though I
yes.
may be broke.
Yes, yes.
I may be broke, but so I used to deal in money, but not my own money. So that was okay. After a period of time, I started thinking that I need to utilize my other interests also, because I always had a liking for writing. So I started writing small uh, articles and started posting it, and I started sending it to some publications, some newspapers. Randomly, I used to send. In fact, that was a time when there was no email and all. I used to write it, my handwriting, uh, manuscript itself. I used to take a photocopy of it and post it by mail to various publications. Some may have just thrown it in the dustbin. Some published it. So even that was a time when the publication didn't even inform us that they had published our article. So I used to go and read it every day to find out, okay, once it has come. So that was it. That's how it started off, and it was one of my daughters who suggested to me is that, okay, there's something called blogging too, where you can make people read what you want to convey to them. So she started a small blog for me, and on, as everyone does, on not on WordPress, sorry, on uh, Blogspot.
So everyone
The
has
free one,
started from
the
there.
simple one. Yeah, so everyone started from there.
Even
So
my
let us be
first
honest.
blog was
So I
on
started
Blogspot.
Blogspot. Yeah, we started
Yes.
with that. All of us, the older generation people, I can, if I can say, you, me, and people like us,
Yeah.
we started off that way.
Everyone started.
We all
from
started off that way. Yeah, started off that way. So I started that way. Started writing my own articles, just like that, random things. And I don't know. Somehow, it all started with a company called not Blogmint. No, before Blogmint, there was one more company, a blogger association.
Yeah, Black Charter or something is there.
No,
But
I am not. I'm unable to relate.
I know more about Blogmeet and Indie Blogger.
Yeah. And
even in Indie
before,
Blogger, there was some campaigns.
Yeah. So then what happened is that suddenly Indie Blogger came up.
Yeah.
Indie Blogger was the avenue which actually brought us out of our cocoon. You can
I know Sanjay Thampy only through Indie Blogger. When I saw a lot of your
Indie Blogger, yeah. In fact, we know a lot of us know each other.
Most of your articles were trending in the first page in Indie Blogger.
Absolutely. So that's how it was actually. Indie Blogger was the first place which actually taught us that we could monetize what we write, though it may be a small amount at that time. In fact, we started off with 250, 500 rupees and all those things actually. Yeah, if you remember.
Yeah. 250 is
each article.
I think 200 also I took for one.
Yeah, 200. Yeah. 200, 250 and all we used to write for that. But then it was not money at that time.
Yeah, we did for passion.
Just to get into.
Yeah.
Correct, sir. So that's how it all started, sir.
So coming to this finance background, so in this COVID situation, earning is getting really bad for many people. So what we can do is we can only survive these bad days, and we have to make sure that we can get some emergency fund piled up. So is there any basic tips you can say to our audience regarding the savings and all?
So basic things, basic tip, I would say, because see, if it was before the COVID era, and if we were aware that such a thing is going to befall us, maybe in a few months, the tips would have been different.
Yes.
There would have been some tips about, okay, what planning should have been made about it. But it all came all of a sudden. None of us were prepared about it. So it was not something which we could plan out. If like say for example, there are many tips. Many people like us give tips on how to save for retirement, or how to save when we reach a certain age. So these are all known eventualities. We know that this is going to happen on a certain day, so we can plan it from in advance. But this is something which has happened all of a sudden. We never realized that such a situation would ever come into our lives. And even when it started off, when maybe in December, January, when it started off in China, and then in Jan, Italy and Europe, it boomed, the pandemic, and then it came to USA. That even that time we were not in our country. Honestly, we were not that serious. We never thought that it would affect us as much as it has happened today. In fact, I remember a day, but just to break out of from the tips, that I'll come back to that. I want to give a small incident a fun incident, that it was in January, it was in January that the first 3 cases were detected in India. 3 students from China who were studying in China came back to Kerala, and they were detected positive, and they were quarantined. I was in Kerala during that time, and I happened to, for some reason, one of the quarantine centers was a place where I happened to visit. I was passing that way, and I saw the board saying that it is a quarantine center for corona, and it was something unusual for me. It was something crazy for me to see such a board. No, so I stopped my taxi. I requested the taxi driver to stop for a minute. I went there. I took a selfie in front of that board and posted it to my friend, saying that, "Oh, I'm standing in front of a quarantine center," and now, now it is all around us. So we never. I just coming back to the subject. We never thought the seriousness about it. So there is nothing, no tips which could have been given, which could have prepared us for it. But then still, I would say that this could be a learning for us. We should know that we should be very keen on even savings. So it's not that whatever we earn, we should be spending it. So we should be very particular about keeping our savings also intact, so that these are the kind of eventualities which can suddenly come up. We can always work out. We can make systematic investments for predictable events. But unplanned, unpredictable eventualities like this is something which suddenly comes to us. So if we are planning out our income in such a way that we keep saving something for such bad days, for such rainy days, for such days when the sun does not come out. So this is always probably a learning for us. And today, in the COVID era, I would only suggest that each one of us should be frugal and a little stingy in our spendings. Let us spend on only our basic requirements. What is our need? Let us not spend on something which may not be essential today. I'm just to take an example today. We were in total lockdown for a few months, and suddenly some relaxation has happened. Some restaurants have opened up. Some stores have opened up. Amazon has opened up. So which was not there. Suddenly we feel the urge. It has opened up, so let us start ordering from outside. So let us start buying. So you never know how long this is continue. So I would only suggest that keep it on hold. You have learned to survive eating your own food. You have learned to survive with a few basic necessities, basic clothes that you need. So everything else is not a basic necessity. It is a luxury. So keep your luxuries away for a little while if possible. Once a while, indulge it. Maybe once a week, once in 2 weeks, order something, get something, so that it will change your mood. But then don't go back to your old ways again, just because it has opened up. Because you never know how long it will continue. Today, there are many people who many have lost their jobs. Many have their salaries cut down. But then there are many people who are still fortunate that they are getting their salaries till today. But then it is not sure that how long it will continue, sir. Because there is a limit to which employers can sustain. Today,
nothing is guaranteed now.
Nothing is guaranteed. So today, probably, if I am working in the next
months,
place,
how the situations will be.
Exactly, sir. Today I may be fortunate that my employer may be giving me the salary, full salary. Maybe my neighbor has stopped getting his salary. My next door neighbor must be getting only half his salary. I may be fortunate that my employer is still able to give me full salary. But how long?
Yes.
There will be a time when will come. He will say that he also will not be able to sustain it. So I may either lose half of my salary. I may lose my full salary, or I may even lose my job. So there is no end to it, which is in sight, sir. This may continue for a few months. This may continue for 1 month, 2 months. It may continue for a year also. We never know. So it's better not to engage yourself in luxuries for time being. We have learned. It's not that over all these years we have learned to live with our basic necessities. Even without a maid, we have learned how to cook. We have learned how to sweep and solve our houses. So let us make use of it.
So coming to your food section, are you a foodie?
Yeah. Yeah, sir.
I think you are fond of food, maybe. Your articles
Yes.
looks yummy sometimes. Not only your wordings, you have some poetic words here and there. So you do write on poetry also, maybe.
Yeah, I write a few, but I have written
So
a few
how do
posts.
you get all this time? How you balance all your blog and all schedulings?
Sir, so I will split this answer into two parts. First is that your first question about being a foodie. Naturally, I love eating out. I love eating, not only eating out. I love eating different varieties of food.
So do you know cooking also?
I know. Honestly, I know.
Lucky.
Because
I am very bad.
let me be. Honestly, I know, because I have stayed alone for a long period of time before my marriage. Because as I told you once, having done my basic studies in Chhattisgarh in Madhya Pradesh, I moved on to Chennai. So from during that period until the time I got married, after I got a job and all in Mumbai, all these years I was staying alone in Chennai for so many years, or also in Mumbai as a bachelor when I was working. So I have learned cooking. So fortunately, I can survive even if I am thrown out of my house.
I think cooking is the best skill a man can get.
Correct, sir. Yeah. So there are two things, sir. Two things to it, sir. First is if I know cooking, I can survive even if I am alone. Second thing is that is the best idea to keep your wife happy. Sometimes cook for her.
At least you are helping her out for a few days.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sir. So coming back to this and writing about food. Let me be honest. I'm not a kind of person who I am a person who like to open up very honestly. So I would like to say that I like food. I like the kind of food, but then I am not. I am a food connoisseur, you can say, but I am not a food critic. So I don't know the technical. I may not be knowing the technical parts of what goes into what proportions and how it changes the taste of food and all. Though I write about food, so honestly, that poetic part came into food writing just to keep my audience engaged. So if I can't explain what goes into in what proportions, I can write in
natural writing is always good.
Yeah. So it makes the reader interesting in knowing.
Yeah.
Okay,
engaging is more important.
Yeah. So that's how it all happened, sir. And now coming to the second subject, sir, of what you said, that how to manage my time. It's all very honestly, I feel that it is all time management. If you know that you want to follow your passion, you would certainly take out time for it, sir. That is what I feel. Uh, to be in very clear words is what I would say. If I because I knew that this is something I have a passion about. I love writing. I love doing these lifestyle events. I love going to these food festivals and writing about it. Or I love writing about subjects in finance. I take out time for it, but it's all time management. If you think that what is a priority for you, if you would certainly be able to take time out of it. That is what I believe, sir. That is what I believe. So if somebody says that I don't have time, uh, it means that that particular thing may not be a priority for. I'm not blaming anybody. It may not be a priority at that moment of time for that person. it's all basically one's thinking. If it's a priority for me, I will take out time for it. If somebody says that I don't have time, means that it is not considered a priority for that person at that moment of time. So probably tomorrow, when that person realizes that that is also a priority, he or she would certainly try to take out time for it. Sir. That's what I feel. So when you prioritize something that this is also a priority for me, I manage my time in such a way that I provide reasonable time for both my professional activities as well as as following my passion. Sir. There are some people to be on a lighter note. I would say there are people who even say that saas lene ka bhi time nahi hai. I don't have time even to breathe.
Too much.
Yeah.
I too get such messages. When I see that, I really get love.
Yeah,
How it will be? How is he or she will alive without getting breath?
Yeah, that is true. And you, whatever you are doing is only to keep you alive.
To be practical,
only to
yeah,
keep you
they should
breathing.
be practical.
So it's all prioritize. I tried to prioritize. I honestly tried to prioritize it and manage my time in such a way. And luckily for me, it happened in such a way that it's being taken care of, sir. And another thing, sir, another thing is that how much of effort that you put towards chasing a goal, sir. That is also important. If you put an effort towards chasing certain thing, you automatically try to find out time doing it. That is what I felt. So that's how that is in nutshell, that is how I can explain how I managed to take out time for it.
So your blog promotion, you do promotions in Facebook. I observed that. But what about Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest? Are you doing social promotions of your blog over there also? What is your strategy?
Sir, this is something I need to learn from you, sir. I probably
I too don't know, sir.
Yeah. No,
I am offline to blogging since 2 years maybe. I am getting into blogging now because of some offline works and health issues.
No. But then, see, you went offline for some personal reasons. You had mentioned also on the social media, stating that you had gone offline for some personal reasons. But then, before that, let me be honest to say that the best of Guru was something everyone used to look forward to, sir.
Thank you so much. I didn't know this.
Yeah. So
otherwise, I should not gone offline.
Yeah. So I hope you still remember your best of Guru times, eh? Because
because see, I have changed that name to other blog. Again, I came back to that same name because I don't know. God is saying me to stick to this name only. That's why again I am coming back to this brand only because
I know I honestly used to look forward to those best of Guru things every time. And one thing what set you apart at that time, honestly, as a blogger, as I already told you in the beginning, that we bloggers, we should not think that we have learned everything, we have become experts. We should keep learning from one another, actually. So the best of Guru is something which I always found that you were so simple and honest in your words. So that was something I always admired, sir. So probably that was one aspect of yours or one nature of yours which I try to imbibe in myself.
By nature. Sometimes I feel very polite, or sometimes I cannot reject offers also. Even though I cannot help them out, I feel guilty sometimes. I try my best to help people.
So that's true. So that is something probably, I don't know, probably something which attracted me to you and your blog and your Best of Guru series and all is something which I found that there's something in this nature which is in common between us.
Okay. That's why some people will connect with us due to chemistry.
Absolutely.
God has given some chemistry between us.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
And
so before you went
good friends like you.
Thank you, sir. And in fact, before you went offline, and as I coming back to the subject, that was Best of Guru was something which suddenly when you went offline, that was something which honestly I missed, and I am sure that several other bloggers missed that. And we were really happy that when you came back to the scene, whatever must have been the reason, personal reasons, hopefully it has been resolved and solved. I'm really happy, and I honestly wish that you don't disappear anymore, sir.
Still, that health giggles are there here and then there. Probably by God's grace, I may not get into that pandemic or panic situations again. I had an accident, na? I told you, I think so.
Yeah, I know.
2011. So that again.
Because I didn't want to mention
Yes.
in my words, that's why I didn't.
Yeah. Sometimes it gives me a little bit of trouble, not so big. With good friends like you, when I am chatting with friends, say one more thing I should add this. Why I have started this series? Because I don't want to earn any money from this YouTube or what. I want to speak to my wholehearted friends. I have around 100 to 150 friends who are into Facebook regularly. Either they are into my WhatsApp or Facebook, whatever medium, they are connecting with me like you. So I want to speak with them. But I want to, at the same time, I want to make them known to the world, blogging world, or whatever the online world, because many of my friends are very skillful friends, but most of them are not recognized, and they are equal to some top bloggers also, but unfortunately either they are not promoting themselves, or they are doing their own work despite being all these nonsense social media things. Some people don't come to social media also. So I want to make sure that they are also getting some recognition by this medium.
This is absolutely, sir. This is a Guru. I would say that this is a very great, wonderful initiative by you. It's a great initiative. This is something which not everyone thinks of. This is something which I would honestly say that it is something which only people who care about others would think.
There is a benefit for me also, because I feel very tense sometimes, and I feel pandemic. You told na COVID situations. So for everything, I think too much. So I want to be positive myself. So I tried my level best by talking to others, and we have seen some situations previously also, some suicides and all. So, but I am not that much aggravative. But some little bit of things comes in my mind now. Whenever negativity, I used to talk with one or two friends. So that friend will give me only 10 minutes of phone call. So this is the best way to make myself engaged with my friends. So while chatting with you through interview, or whether you can call it as an interview or a chit chat or whatever may be. So we feel very happy, and I am very positive. After starting this series, you can't believe. Last 30 days, I am very energetic and I am very healthy when compared to my previous years. So that's why I felt this is really helping me also.
Oh, wonderful, sir. So coming back to the subject, sir, God bless you, sir, and hopefully you recover fast. And don't worry, sir. The initiative that you are taking, Guru, is going to help you not only in your blog but also emotionally to recover from your old negative thoughts or anything that may be haunting you, sir. Coming back to the subject of promoting on the social media. I don't know. As you rightly said, I promote it on Facebook. I have my own personal Facebook as well as my blog Facebook page. I try to put my blog there, promote it there, and I also through Facebook, as you are aware, there are a few blogging pages also, blog promotion pages on
who encourages to share.
Yeah. So where we bloggers like us are all members there. So I try to post it there also. So few of my readers read it through that medium. So that honestly, apart from Facebook, I have not really thought of venturing into other medias for promoting my blog. So something which I am still a novice in this. I have still a long way to learn probably in that. Twitter was something I used to do, but somehow Twitter is not that active these days as it used to be earlier.
Because nowadays everything is revolving around COVID. So people are too engaged in that.
So that way, but then Twitter, no way. I felt that nowadays Twitter is not that popular a medium to promote something like that. So
I think you must look into Instagram also, maybe.
Yeah, so that is one thing, sir. I was coming to the last thing. Instagram is something which is for the millennials, the young generation. So this is something which
don't think like that. You can also try it out. See, there are some of our friends who are doing good. Only thing is, Instagram is just like Twitter only. Only better thing is the post will be there for some time and people will come and go and see there. But Twitter is really very tough because every second it will jump like anything. There are floods. It is like a flood. Your tweet will be not seen by many of us because we get lot of nonsense tweets. Some are informative, some are not informative. So Twitter is for maybe politicians or some celebrities. I think like that.
Very true, sir. I agree with you. I should, as you rightly suggested, I should look into the medium of Instagram, because that is happening today. Instagram is the happening medium today. Because
Instagram and Facebook are interrelated, so you can get a boost here and there. But Facebook is the mainstream. You should be concentrating.
Thank you for that insight. I will certainly look into that Instagram as one of the Facebook. I'm certainly doing it.
Coming to ads, are you earning income from your blog through AdSense or sponsored posts, or you are having any advertisement third party?
Yes, sir.
Even you can review products also. Do you do that?
Yeah, I will come to that, sir. First, when I was on the Blogspot, I was earning a bit of revenue through AdSense, the putting ads there. But then once I switched over to my own portal, on my own website, I never thought of advertising as a medium. Not till now, I have not thought about it. So maybe I don't deny the fact that I will never use that medium at all. Maybe later I may look into it, but then let me be honest that till today, since I moved out to my own website, I have not thought about putting ads in the. For some reason, I thought that probably ads are till now I am feeling that ads may be sometimes disturbing for the readers in between a break sort of thing for them, and they probably may not be interested in reading further. Maybe that thought is because I am an old school thinker. Now with Instagram and all those other social media, it's all small posts now, because I am still into the habit of writing long. So probably
but writing long is good for blogging. People don't understand that, but Google likes it.
Google likes it, exactly, sir. Yeah. So
you should impress Google, not people. Sometimes.
Exactly.
It's a mixed match.
Yeah, absolutely, sir. So that's something I have not thought about it. Maybe in future I would look into it. But then I am doing sponsored posts. I had reviewed products also in the beginning, but though I have stopped doing it right now. And of my blog, I will reveal a few things. One is that I stopped reviewing products as of now for a long time, because I felt that sometimes it misfires, sir.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah. So I started feeling that it's not being very honest, reviewing products. So
sometimes it may give negative impact also for our readers.
Exactly.
Maybe he is doing for review sake.
Absolutely, yeah. So
other articles also affected.
Yeah, exactly. That my other articles start getting affected. Probably that's what I thought. That's why I stopped reviewing products as such. But then, being in the finance field, I continue to review financial services, sir. That is something where I felt that in financial services, I can still manage to provide my thoughts, my views into a service. For example, suppose a company is launching a mutual fund, or suppose it is launching an insurance product, or any such financial product, or some bank product, loan product, a term loan product, or a vehicle loan product. Apart from writing about what the product features are, I can even continue to write about what help you would, or what is the importance of investing in these type of products. You need not go and invest in the same product that I am writing about. Maybe another product of another company, but then the advantages of investing in such type of products also is something which I can write along with explaining the features of that particular product in financial services. Whereas when you review one single product, like say for example this pen, your writing is limited to giving the features of that particular company's pen only.
That is the main problem.
You cannot write about the advantages of writing.
Yes. So you will get into defense mode.
Exactly, sir. Exactly. So that I felt that may affect I'm not being too honest about what I would be writing about, sir. That is one thing. One aspect of that is one way of I'm monetizing my blog by writing reviews about financial products, sir. That's what I do. I do write about financial products, and of late I have started writing about education. Of various education institutions and universities have approached me for writing on certain courses. There also, I felt that apart from explaining the features of that particular university's course, I can write about advantages of that particular course wherever you do it. So I can be a bit more open when writing about this type of services rather than writing about a certain product. So that's why I continue writing about financial services and educational services and these type of services. Food is one thing, sir. Though I am an avid writer on food and all, but then of late, around 2 years back, I stopped writing about food on my blog. There's no particular reason for it, but only this one reason which I decided not to write on my blog is that the frequency of the food reviews overshoots the other reviews. So what happens that my blog used to get flooded with only food blogs. So it's not it is naturally, it happened that way because I go for a food review at least 2 times a week, 3 times a week. So three blogs a week comes on food. Maybe one blog on or one or two blogs a month on financial services, or maybe one or two blogs on my own personal matters. So my blog used to be over flooded with food blogs. So that is when I took a conscious decision that I would not write about food on my blog. I conveyed it to all these food companies who approach me to review their restaurants and food festivals and all those activities. I told them that I'm sorry, I would not be writing on the blog. If you are interested in calling me, then call me. Otherwise, fine. I would write on Zomato, put posts on social media, but then I would write a detailed post on Zomato. I can even write on Google review, but then I would not write on my blog. So initially there was reservations from these companies and these restaurants, but then later they realized that it's the quality of writing that matters, not where it is written. So they started accepting it, and I have been quite happy about it.
So you have a relationship category also, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you write regularly, or what made you to write that category? Any story?
No.
Stories behind that?
No, I don't know. Actually, I have always been fascinated by love and relations, and I give a lot of importance to it. So I feel that maintaining relations and maintaining love with your family, your loved ones, your friends, your parents, your children is very important, and which is losing importance today because people are becoming too self-centered today. So that is the reason I started writing. It's not purely my own personal blog where I write about relationships, where I write short stories on love and relationships. I write on current affairs about relationships and everything. So that's personally my pure personal stuff. I don't get monetized for it. I don't get paid for it. It's something which comes out of my heart and I write about it. So there is no specific time frame for it or gap for writing it. So whenever it comes, suddenly some thoughts occur to me. I try to put it in the form of a short. I convert it, try to put some characters into it, and try to make it into a short story. That is no reason for it because I can write it as an article too. But then putting it as a story and putting some character names to it makes it a little more interesting for the reader to read. That's the only reason I put it as a short story. There is no the character names that I put in my short stories are all fictitious. It is not related to anybody that I know. It is just my thought which I just converted into a short story and write. So there is no fixed duration or fixed gap between each stories. Whenever it comes, I write. Honestly, during this pandemic time when I was mentally not even prepared
I
for it,
think
so
that
I
is
have
a
not been.
good subject also. Now people
Yes, sir.
need some love and affection.
Absolutely, sir.
This situation is very bad now. So staying with
Very true, sir.
family is very important. Sharing love with them, keeping aside all these mobiles, laptops and all. Let us spend some time with family. That is need of the
Very
hour.
important, sir. Very
Coming to
important, sir.
your blog name, I always admire what yes, it's me.
That's me.
How would you spell that?
Yeah. It's actually spelled as YESTEE, that THATSME. So I don't know. There is a story also behind how it came.
Yeah, I would like to know that story.
Yeah, sir. So I would say that when it has come up from my initials actually, Sanjay Thampy. YES stands for S, the letter S, and TW stands for the letter T. Okay, S and T. Sanjay Thampy is YESTEE, ST. So when I moved to Chennai to study, Chennai, the South Indian, the Tamil speaking people in Chennai have a special, peculiar accent to how they spell certain words or letters. So when I was studying in school, I was in college there, and later on when I was doing my chartered accountancy course there, Sanjay was not the name by which my friends and my colleagues used to call me. They used to refer me as ST, SNT, shortcut, yeah, ST. So, but the peculiar way of pronouncing it in Tamil, the S was pronounced as yes.
Yeah, double S.
Yes, EST.
Yes.
That's how they used to pronounce it, not as ST.
So they spell with very high volume, high pitch maybe.
High pitch, yeah. So it used to be spelled by them as EST, not as ST. So that stuck to it. And when I came back to Mumbai after my job, and whatever I started writing, because there was a time when, remember, people used to give, put pen names to their writings. There are many authors who don't write by their own name. They have pen name. The name in which the people write is different from their original name. Like, for example, I'm talking about Amitabh Bachchan's father, who used to write poems. His Harivansh Rai Srivastav. He would not write Srivastav. He would write Harivansh Rai Bachchan. So Bachchan was the pen name for his writings, his poems and that became finally a surname for Amitabh Bachchan and his descendants. So there was a time that time people were very fascinated by these pen names. So I also got fascinated. I said, okay, this is something which is interesting. Whenever I write something, I will initial it as YESTEE.
Even our actors also, if you can recollect, most of the South actors and actresses, their own name is different, their screen name is different. Example, our own superstar, Rajnikant. His name is different. Telugu hero Chiranjeevi also, his name is different.
Exactly.
So
similar to
sir. You are absolutely right. Pen names are really so popular than the original names.
Original name. So that's how I started putting it as a pen name.
I think it has given you luck, that name, because your blog is a little bit of a different name. People will definitely thinking of that. What is this name?
Exactly. That's how it started. So when I started my blog, I put it as yesteethatsme, because I started off as a personal blog. When I started my blog, it was never a monetized blog. It was not a review or anything. The review, the monetization, and the paid assignments and all started coming later after I started my blog. Now there are bloggers who start with paid reviews and all. So when we started writing our own stuff, and we still keep writing our own stuff. Though we write reviews, but still we write our own stuff. The younger generation don't do that. So when I started off as my own personal blog, that's why I thought that it is something where I am penning down my thoughts and what I am. That's why I put it as yesteethatsme. That's how the name came, sir.
Good. So, what are your current and future projects?
In blogging, you mean to say? Or
both in profession and blogging.
In profession, I am actually, unfortunately, Mumbai, the city where I live today, is very badly affected. And the place where I live, it's called Malad. That's also one of the most badly affected area, and most of it is in containment zone. So my office has been closed since March. So, but I don't know, for some reason we sensed it. We sense that probably this is not going to end soon. So we had planned out and properly planned out in such a way that we are very efficiently we can work from home. So we have switched over to the work from home mode very efficiently and smoothly, sir. So my office is fully functional from home. My office means I am sitting at my home, my staff, my students who do articleship under me, my staff, and one of my daughter is also with me in my office. So we all together have been working from home, from their own homes. We could manage to provide them the necessary infrastructure in the form of uh, laptops, desktops, and other facilities like installing the necessary software on their system. Fortunately, we managed to do all that before it came to a stage where it came to complete lockdown. The complete lockdown in India started on 23rd of March or 25th of March or something, and we moved out to work from home scenario from 19th of March. So we are quite prepared. But unfortunately, not everyone is lucky like us. Uh, there are many of our clients who have not been able to start business. So because of that, our revenues are certainly affected. Though we are doing work,
Yeah.
we survive only when our clients pay us. So our clients are unable to pay us, many of us, many of them. So revenues are certainly
Even
affected.
everybody is suffering. Most of the
Absolutely. Revenues are
offline and
affected
online
naturally.
people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So though our work has not affected, if suppose we start getting keep getting work, we are efficient enough, and we have been in a position, we are in a position that we will be able to do it. But then the clients cannot be blamed. Also, they are not also working in full strength. So
Yeah,
revenues are certainly affected.
Anybody now.
Yeah.
Situation is.
So we have to live with it, sir. We have to live with it.
We
So,
need to pray for God that it will end soon.
Correct. So we need to be frugal in our spendings. We need to be stingy. We have to be careful in what we spend on, and all those things. And we can, as much as we can pull on, we try to do it. And from the blogging perspective, this is something which has opened up, because I have now got more time to devote.
It is like sharpening your knife two ways.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. I fully agree with you. That's the right perspective in which what you have put it. So this is something I would probably take it as a blessing in disguise, saying that, okay, this pandemic has given me an opportunity to probably hone my skills, my passion, and spend more time on it. Understand that life is not just about running after your profession or earning money. We need to look into other avenues also. So this is probably an eye opener, not for me alone, for everyone. For me, certainly, since you asked me the question, I would say that for me it is certainly an eye opener, saying that, okay, this is something which we need to see that, okay, this is the perspective at which in which we should think about, that we have to take our time to spend for ourselves, to uh, hone our passion, to our interests. And though it may not be earning us, but then it is something which would mentally and emotionally satisfy us in future. So probably that is a plus sign for me, though it may not be earning that kind of a revenue today. But I
It
think
gives you an opportunity to look into another.
Yes, sir. Like Guru sir, like you said that talking to old friends like us, chit chatting, maybe it is just
get some good
this interview is just an excuse, but it gives an opportunity to chit chat with old friends, and that gives a mental satisfaction.
Exactly.
So yeah,
so that is the main reason we have these chat sessions. And
exactly the same for me also.
Yes. So we can easily work out our situations. We can plan our futures, and we can discuss what are the do's and don'ts. Anyway, I wish you all the best for your future projects or ventures, whatever you start, and the current blog also. Please keep writing more such awesome articles. And I hope your blog, you will be renovating your blog much more into more categories or already existing categories. Your blog is like a food. If you come into food section, it is like salt, pepper, everything is there. It's like a full meals. So keep doing that, and hope our audience also will watch about your channel, your blog and whatever you are doing. And I will leave your links in the description column in this video, so people will connect with you either in Facebook or Twitter or website. Thank you, Sanjay, for coming, and I am so privileged to have you on this channel. And most importantly, please stay home and stay safe. Any
Thank you
final
so much,
words?
Guru. And yeah, I would end up. May I take the honor to end up this
Yeah,
conversation by?
It's my
Thank you for
pleasure.
giving me the honor. I am. It's my honor and it's my pleasure to be associated and uh, with you over so many years. So though personally we may not have met so many times, but then we still maintain that relation over the years. That's the kind of bonding that we have developed with each other. And it's my honor, it's my privilege to be part of this great initiative by you. And I take each uh, part of your tips and your advice by heart, and I will ensure that I will write more and more interesting stuff to keep my readers and my viewers engaged with my views and my opinions on what matters which they would like to read. And wishing you also all the best in your life.
Thank you.
And thank you, and stay safe, stay at home, and let's hope that all this pandemic and all this bad and this
Yes.
everything ends soon, and we are back to normal very soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys, and also whoever watching this video, I wish you all to stay home and stay safe. And once again, thanks, Sanjay, for coming. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.